This conference will now be recorded.
In last class, we discussed about how we are going to use set operators in SQL. And what is the purpose of using set operators? So all those points we discussed in yesterday's class, right? Anyone having any questions in that? So today we'll discuss how to use joins. Okay, so don't confuse. So what situations we are going to use set operators and what situations we are going to use joins. Okay, so what situations we are going to use set operators? Anyone having any idea? So anyone can explain what situations we are going to use set operators? Anyone quickly revise why we are using set operators? So what situation? Just I need some real-time example. So let's say we have data like this. At that time we are going to use set operators. So anybody want to give quick background about set operators before going to joins? Okay. So let's try to understand how we are going to use set operators. Like, so we already having some knowledge. Like, so whenever we are going to combine data, so this is one table and this is table 1 and this is table 2. Whenever you want to combine data from two different tables like T1 and T2, so horizontally you want to combine. So here how many records? Here 2 records are there. Here how many records? 2 records are there. Whenever you want to combine data horizontally and you want to load data with the, so you want to upload data into the single table having 4 records. This is horizontally, it is going to combine and process the data into the single table. Those situations we are going to use set operators. Is it clear? So we are combining data from one or more tables horizontally, you are merging. So this is nothing but when we are going to use set operators, both the tables having same number of columns and you want to combine data into the single column. At that time we are going to use set operators. Is it clear, right? This is what we discussed yesterday. So in the same way, what situations we are going to use joins. This is very important point. Now this is clear, right? So far it's clear. Now what situations we are going to use joins. Okay, now so here we are talking about joins. So what situation we are going to use joins? So this is horizontally we are combining the data. Whenever we have table 1 and we have another table 2. So these are all the two tables. So whenever you want to combine data from two tables vertically, so if you are combining data vertically from two tables, whenever you are trying to combine data vertically from two tables, at that time we are going to use the joins. So this is horizontal combining of data. Set operator is vertical combining of data. This is table 1 and this is table 2. So table 1 having 2 columns and table 2 having 2 columns. So if you want to combine the in target table with single table, if you want to see the results within the same table, so that means we have C1, C2, C3, C4. So vertically you are combining the data. So this is the need of joins. You got the difference between set operators and joins. So if you want to combine data horizontally, at that time we are going to use horizontal merging. Whenever you want to combine data vertically, that situations we are going to use vertical, that is called joins. So let's try to understand some examples. So why we need to merge data into the single table. So hope everybody having employee table and department table, right? So far we are working on the single table, that is called employee table. Clear? So what are the columns in employee table? We have some set of columns like employee number, employee name, salary, department number. Just we have 4 columns in the employee table. Correct, right? Having values A 1010, 2B 2010, 3C 5020. This is the table 1. And there is another table, department table. So we already created department table in the previous classes. So this is table 1 and this is table 2. So we are having in the department table having some columns. Department name. 2 columns are there. So employee table having single column, some set of columns, and department table having some set of columns. This is the how data in the table 1. This is the how data in the table 2. So what do you mean by joins? Like, so you can apply set operators here between these two tables. Is it possible to apply set operators? Yes or no? No. So why? Because whenever if you want to apply the set operators between these two tables, we should have the same set of columns between two tables. Got my point? So here table 1 having some set of data and table 2 having some set of data. So these kind of situations we are not going to apply the set operators between these two tables. It's clear, right? So these kind of situations, if you want to combine data vertically, that means table 1 data and table 2 data you want to keep in the single table, like employee number, employee name, salary, department number, and also you want to keep the department name. both the tables data you want to keep into the single table, that particular situation, we are going to use the joins between two tables. So whenever you want to apply joins between two tables, we should have the at least one common column between table 1 and table 2. That is very important point. So at least one common column between table 1 and table 2. So here, what is the common column between table 1 and table 2? Here we are having department number is the common column. So it is going to check the matching values between the table 1 value and table 2 value. Okay. If the value is matching, then only it is going to combine data, and that is going to give the results between two tables. Got my point? So at least one common column, that means we can call it as a one join condition should be there between table 1 and table 2. So then only we can able to vertically we can merge data between two tables. Is it clear? So this is the basic idea about joins and what situations we are going to use joins and how we are going to use joins. Now next step is we have different type of joins. Where what situation you are going to apply joins, you got some idea, right? Now we are trying to understand different joins in SQL. What join we are going to use which situation? That is what we are trying to understand. Is it clear? So far, any doubts, any confusion? So whenever you see two tables, you should get some idea like, so whether we are going to apply the join between these two tables or we are going to apply the set operator between these two tables. We should get idea by seeing the metadata of those two tables. Is it clear or not? What do you mean by metadata? It's a column information. Okay, it's a column information we can see based on that we can understand. Okay, got it right? Any questions so far? Okay, now so we have different type of joins in the SQL. So we are going to use different type of joins in SQL, saying like if you want to apply the join between these two tables, depends on the requirement we are going to apply the joins. So first one is inner join, very simple concept, no complexity, anyone can understand easily. Outer joins. So in outer joins again three types. So left outer, right outer, full outer. So another third type is self join. So these are all the different joins available into the. So these are all very important joins. You don't bother about other joins. So we should get idea on all these things. This is more than enough for cracking the interviews. So we have two tables. Whenever you want to join between these two tables, we are going to use the vertical merging on the data. At least we should have one common column between table A and table B. Is it clear? So any doubts here? So we are going to understand step by step what is join 1 and what is join 2. What is outer joins? We'll try to understand. Clear? Now move to the next one. So first one is inner join. So let me take some more data here. 4D 9000, let's say 40. 5E 8550. So table A having 10, 20, 40, 50. Table B having 10, 20, 30 departments. So this is some sample data. So whenever we have n number of columns, how do you find the common column between these two tables? So we can, based on the table structure, we can understand which is the common column. So or else whenever we are working for some project, we can ask our business team, like, so we can data modeling team. If you are not able to understand the common column between these two tables, just we can ask, they will suggest and they will help us to understand the relation between the tables. Okay, now so here let's try to understand inner join. So what do you mean by inner join or equi join? So you can call same. So what it is going to do, whenever we are going to apply inner join between two tables, whenever we are going to apply inner join between two tables, like, so it is going to check the common value between these two tables, whatever join condition we are using. So based on the department number, you are joining the data. So what is the common column? We got the department number is the common column. This is the common column, right? So whenever you are applying the inner join, the values in the left table and the right table, whatever values is matching, it is going to give the result that particular data only. It is not going to give the data for non-matching records. So these are all the records which is present in the only table 1 and which is not present in the table 2. So these are all the non-matching records. The records which is matching between table 1 and table 2, that is going to give the result only this set of records. Clear? It is going to give the matching records between two tables. How many records we are going to get output here? Whenever you write the join between two tables, we are going to get the 3 records, not 2 records. So 10 value is matching 2 times, that 2 times it is going to come. So here whenever you get the vertical merging, so in this particular place also we are going to get the value like CSC. Here also we are going to get the value like CSC. So here what is the value you are going to get? You're going to get the value like 8. So this particular second table data also going to show in the first table itself whenever you are going to apply the vertical merging. So vertical merging, whenever you apply, it is going to merge the data based on the common column, and that data it is going to display in the final output. You got the logic how the result is going to come whenever you are going to apply the vertical merging. Now we'll try to understand how to write the syntax for this particular data. Next step is we need to understand the syntax. Are you clear how it is going to happen? We have minimum 1 column, even we can use more than 1 column also join between 2 tables. That is also possible. Now, syntax how we can do for the same example. So we have what is the join tables? Two tables. So I will write the from clause later. I will write the select clause later. First I will write the from clause. Just observe carefully how we are going to write the logic. So here we are using two tables from employee. This is the first table, right? So whenever you are going to write the inner join, we are going to use the keyword inner join. This is the keyword you are using in between table 1 and table 2. So what is the other table? This is the DBT. This is the syntax we are using to write the join between two tables. So whatever table you are using first time, that is called left table. Whatever table you are using right side, that is called right table. Is it clear? So first left side, whatever you are using, it's a left, and whatever you are using the join condition after that is the right. Clear? Now, so what is the common column between these two tables? So at that time we are going to use on from EMP inner join DPT on. So in employee table department number. So this is the condition we are going to use. The employee table, whatever department number is there, same in department table, department number. So this is the join condition we are using between two tables. So in employee table, whatever department number is there, same in department table, department name, both should match. Whenever you are applying join condition, that result is going to come as a final output. Then what you are trying to select, this is very, very important. Now what are the values you want to select overall? You want to select the employee number, employee name, salary, and department number. So department number is present in two tables, right? Yes or no? This particular column is present in both the tables. Okay. So you want to select department number 2 times, or if you want to select the 1 time, that's up to you. Next, department name. See, so if you don't write these things below, this department name is present in which table? This is present in the other table. So both are showing as a single output. Vertically the data, employee number, employee name, salary, department number table is coming from the one table, and the department number table is coming from the other table. So all the data we can club together as a single table data, and we can use. It is going to display all the data together as a single table, combining two tables data, and it is going to display as a single table data. Is it correct or not? Is it clear? So is it clear now? So now, very, very important point here. There is some confusion situation, like us, even will get confusion sometime, right? In the same way, this particular compiler also is going to confuse sometime. So what situation it is going to get confusion? See here, this particular department number is coming from both the tables. So this particular department number is present in the employee table as well as department table. From which table I can pick and display the data? That confusion is going to get the compiler. Yes or no? It is getting from both the places. But remaining columns won't get confusion. Why? Because this employee number coming from the employee table. So this department number is coming from the, so see, this is coming from employee table. This is also coming from employee table. So this is also coming from employee table. This department name is coming from only one table. This particular column is coming from both the tables. Yes or no? This column is present in the employee table as well as department table. If you write like this, it is going to throw some error. Why? Because clearly it will throw the error. You should check that error also. That is very, very important. Brilliant people do that. So they will check the error. So what error it is going to show the message, like I am getting confusion like that, it is throw the message ambiguous column. What is the column? Ambiguous column, department number. Got it right? What is the meaning of ambiguous? Ambiguity, it's a confused state. I'm in confusion status, so I'm not able to find that this particular department is coming from the which table. Got my point? So whenever you are getting these kind of situations, whenever the data which is coming from the both the tables, that situation you are going to call out clearly like, so how you can call instead of department number, you can specify the table name also. Employee dot department number. Instead of telling the data directly, we are going to specify the table name before processing this particular column. Yes, sir. Now you are specifying clearly to the compiler like, so I know you are getting confusion here. Just get the data from the employee table. You are calling explicitly the table name before using this particular column here. So either we can call the employee or department, your wish. Both is going to give the same output. Is it clear? Any confusion here? Clear, right? Any doubts so far? No doubts? Okay, we are not getting any doubts. Let's go back and practice this. Same thing, whatever you are trying to understand. Let's practice. So here So we have employee table as well as department table. So we have tables, right? See, employee table having what are the columns? First, let's see the data. Employee number, employee name, job, manager, hire date, all the columns. So this particular column also having the department name. So it's not supposed to be department name. So let's try to create quickly the simple table so that it's easy for you to understand. Create table T1 ID int name varchar dpt number int. This is the table, right? What happened? Yeah. So okay, I can use join one. So I think you confuse again if I use like this. Table one. Yeah, sorry, I got some call. Okay, I'm very sorry. So let's try to create the table. I already created the table. We'll insert the data, insert into table 1, values of, so 1 comma a comma 10. Screen frozen. No? So you're not able to see my screen. So just I'm inserting some set of data into the table. 2, 3, 4, B, C, D. Okay, this is 10, 20, 20, 40. So we have 4 records. So let's try to run this table. 1, select star from table 1. See how many records are there in table 1. So total 3 columns, ID, name, department number, 4 records are there. The same way I'm creating second table, that is called table 2. So don't confuse, just so table 2 having department number, comma, department name. Clear, right? So 2 columns are there. Just I created the table 2, insert into table 2 values of 10 comma CSC. So this is department number 10. The same way I'm trying to use only two records, ID, 4 records. This is having 50, having 60. So how many records in table 2? 26, 50, 60. 10 also we can run. So are you clear about data? So we have total table 1 having 2 columns, table 1 having 3, table 2 having 2. So so 2 records is the common here. What is the common column between table 1 and table 2? Department number. Clear, right? So far it's clear. Any confusion with the data? All good. Now let's try to write whatever we written, same thing. Select. I will write select statement later. I will write the join. Table 1 inner join table 2 on. Same thing, right? We learned table 1 dot department number is equal to table 2 dot DPT number. So far clear? This is what we written. Join condition. Now which columns you want to fetch? Employee number, comma, employee name, comma, DEPT number, comma, department name. Clear? This is the columns we are having merging vertically from the both the tables. Anything wrong here? Syntax? So far it's correct. So now let's try to run this. Is it going to execute? What is the result it is going to show? So how many records we are going to get whenever you write logic like this? First of all, it is going to execute or it is going to throw any error? Going to throw error, right? So what is the error? Let's check. It is really giving error. Invalid employee number. So we are trying to, what is the name of the employee table? ID, not employee. So this is ID. This is not the error we are expecting. There is one more error coming. That is very important. Let's ID name. So now all the column names are same. D name also there. So D name is there, right? D name correct only, right? Is it correct or not? Yeah, D name is correct. Next, try to run this. Now, see, this is what the message I'm expecting. Everybody read out this error. SQL compilation error. Ambiguous column name, department number. So why it is showing only that number? That particular column is coming from the both the tables. That is confusion state. So it is telling like I am in confusion status. Please help, like that it is asking us. So now what we are going to do? We are going to change the ambiguous status like what table you want to use? Table 1 dot. So like that we can specify for the column name also. We are explicitly specifying that particular column. So you can specify all columns also. It's not an issue. Now let's try to execute. See the data. Now we are getting 3 records in final output. Yes or no? We are going to get 3 records. So there is some records which is not matching. Some departments having 40 and some departments having 50, 60. Those tables not displaying here. It is showing only the matching data between left table and right table. That is the meaning of inner join. If the values are matching, that is going to display the data like this. Clear? Now, so even for all the columns also, for the best practice, whenever you are writing in the larger queries going forward, so what is the best practice writing your queries? So this is the way you have to follow. See, so table 1. So even we can use table 1 name also, we can use some alias name T1. Table 1 also we can call some name T2. So sometimes your table name is very big. So employee source information records, that is the table name. So everywhere we can't use that much big name, right? So we can use the shorter name. Instead of big name, just we can change the table name also with this alias name. Okay. So this table 1 entire whatever time this query is going to execute is going to talk as a T1. This particular table 2 is going to talk as a T2. Okay. Now T1 dot ID. So T1 dot name. So here also instead of table 1, I can use T1. So T1 department name is coming from which table? T2 dot. So you are clearly telling like this particular column is coming from so and so table. Now here also we are replacing all the T1, T2. Okay. So is it clear? Any confusion here? So any confusion here? See, column names we are merging, so we can write the statements like this, separately, so that you don't get confusion. Select t1.id, t1.name, t1.department number, t2.name, and it is going to use like this. Any confusion here to write like this? Is it clear? Very simple, right? There is no confusion at all. Now, we want to load this particular entire data into the new table. So you want to create some new table, load result from join tables into new created table. You want to create the one new table dynamically, and you want to keep the data into this table. Got it? Now, how to do this? Simple. We already know this. Create table, join, combine. Create table name, join, combine. Okay, just that is the table name I'm calling. Don't worry. Okay, why I'm using different names here like that, right? Don't confuse. Even you can use movie name also. Don't, if you are interested to see all the movie names in your database, just you can use famous movie names like Pushpa, whatever name. So create table name. This result is going to applicable to that particular table. Correct, right? Same thing we did in yesterday's set operators. Before also we use this kind of conditions. Let's try to, this it is some query we are using here. Let's try to load this data here. So what is this? Syntax error, SQL syntax error, line number 3, unexpected select, syntax error line number 4, unexpected dot. So whenever you are using this kind of dots and all these things, right? So this particular table can't understand. We can use alias name for each and every column. Name as DPT number as D name. Okay. It's not able to understand t1.id. It's not create in the table, right? That's the reason. Let's try to again having some issue. So what is the issue? Create position 3 unexpected. Line number 6. So subquery is working fine. Yes, subquery is working fine. Create table name as. I think as is not required. Yeah, correct. Table join combine successfully created. Yeah, we sometimes we may get these kind of errors. We have to do play like this trial and error we have to do. We can't do anything. Okay. So logic is very important. If you remember the logic, remaining small things we can fix at the time. Now we created one dynamic table. Select star from join combine. See, this new data is coming. So how this is taking the column names, whatever column names here. Here we can change the column department name like that. We can give the, if you give the lengthy name, and it is going to give the lengthy column names here. See, anytime, any situation, if someone asks you, yes, I want to get it, please get it, like that, you are in a position to do some action. You are in a position to get it. That's kind of logic you have to build dynamically, since in particular in your daily activities. Most of the time, this is the work you are going to get. So if you are comfortable with these kind of things, right? So if you are managing your data loading, or if you're managing do something this, so that it is easy for you to understand, you can able to build all this kind of logics. So is it clear? Any doubts so far? Okay, I'm stopping now for today. So tomorrow we'll continue with the other joins like outer joins, left outer join, right outer join, and full outer join. So if you don't have any questions, I can close this session for today. If you have any questions, please ask those questions.